This week on the Isle of Wight, trials begin on a new contact tracing app, which some have argued will help bring about the end of lockdown and the coronavirus pandemic. Up to 200 scientists have voiced security and privacy concerns over the app. In this episode of The Lock-In, we talked to one of them to find out more. Check it out.
It is possible that in the end, the government line on this will be, if enough people use this app, we will prevent so many deaths. So it's a little bit selfish of you if you don't have the app. Yeah, but that is a massively simplifying way of posing it. The idea is to do this using Bluetooth, to detect who's been in the same place as somebody's been infected, and then those people might get an alert. So the more sophisticated approach is to use this only in the context when we know that there are very few people about who are infected, and there's ample capacity for testing. A couple of people in my research area have drawn up a letter expressing some worries about the UK government's plans for a contact tracing app. This is not because we feel that privacy beats health or anything simplistic like that. It is because this app introduces privacy and security risks, and we haven't been given the full picture. Many other countries have taken a particular open source solution. UK is developing its own solution, which is riskier in terms of fewer people have looked at it, have scrutinized it, and that makes us worried. For all the people who have the app, the infrastructure is going to record who they've been close to. And that's intrinsically sensitive information. To my students, I've been explaining this in terms of hypothetical characters called Jennifer and Boris, right? So if we know that Boris and Jennifer have been meeting between 12 midnight and 3 o'clock for a number of nights per week, this gives us some sort of indication of what might be going on with Boris and Jennifer. So this is sensitive information, which in a surveillance society is part of the risk. There are actors out there who can exploit this information. This includes the standard sort of stories like security services. It includes private actors, big companies. They might knowing who people associate with is sensitive information. Where do we store who's met whom? And this is where people talk about difference between centralized and decentralized apps. And in a centralized solution, the phones send all the contacts that they've seen to a central place, which does the general working out of. So who do we need to contact now? Whereas in a decentralized solution, nothing apart from the fact that one particular person is infected gets sent to the central place. Instead, all the phones check a central place regularly to see if they've met someone who is known to have been infected. The UK is going for a centralized solution. The risk to security can be mitigated in lots of different ways. If you make sure that data that is risky never ends up being collected or never ends up being stored in a central place, then all the risks of that data being in the central place, that data being exploited, the data being stolen by a third party, all those risks fall away. We know now already that the uptake of the app that they need is bigger than the uptake of WhatsApp, for example. Yeah, they say they need about 60% of people to take it up, and only 75% of people have the right sort of phones that could do it technologically. We also know that the spread of COVID risk is not flat, right? There are places which are high risk sites, and it's not clear that the people who work at high risk sites, a lot of those are places that don't actually pay an awful lot. A lot of people on the comfortable side in life, let's say, they may have the phones, and it may not make a massive amount of difference whether they use the app or not. Whereas for a lot of people, where it might make a crucial difference to their individual picture and certainly to the global picture, they can't afford a phone like that anymore.
Yesterday, speaking to Parliament's Joint Committee on Human Rights, Matthew Gold, head of the NHS's digital arm, said, "If the only thing we were optimising for were privacy, it may well be that decentralised system would be the default choice, but we are balancing privacy with the need for public health to get insight into what is happening. To learn what contacts are most risky, What is the difference in exposure 3 days before symptoms or 1 day? Many proponents of contact tracing will turn to countries like South Korea as success stories. The country managed to contain and curtail its outbreak of coronavirus to around 11,000 cases and 252 deaths in a population of around 52 million. The problem comes when you boil down into the details. South Korea's program was much more extensive than that proposed by the UK government. It included using credit card transactions to track where different people had been. More than that though, it was implemented early. Many have stated that even if the security and privacy concerns raised by academics are relayed, that potentially contact tracing right now is just too little, too late. What's become clear is that this is not a quick fix. We're in this for the long haul. Thanks so much for watching. That's all we've got time for this week. Please come back next week and remember to like and subscribe everywhere.